There, Trixie. Is this gonna work? I don't know. We'll find out. The store was out of Coors Light, so I got a new sponsor now, Bud Light. It's for the day. Tim and I just got back from fishing. Not a very good trip. Bass fishing. I caught I caught a catfish. He caught a catfish and one bass. Turkey hunted all day yesterday and couldn't even find a bird, hear a bird. But I got, my friend Campbell enjoyed it. I got some bark off their property so I could make some more birdhouses. I got some cedar bark finally. And some hickory bark. Which of course Clovis immediately grabbed and dragged out in the damn yard, let it dry all day. Anyway, so I've been promising a lighter mood story. Another story with, well, it's a true story, but it's got a little creative license to it. This one's called The Trash Man Ain't Scared of No Cat. I want my dog to be a cat. I've had dogs my whole life. All kinds of dogs, but all the same dog. Poodle, beagle, mixed lab, mixed hound, plots, walkers, and mutts. Different kinds of dogs, each and every one, but all the same dog. Noisy, loving, flea-bitten, mouse-catching, deer-chasing, possum-killing, bite you if you get near my truck, best friend a man could ever have dog. But black, brown, tricolored, saddleback, blue tick, red tick, or albino, they were all clones. How? Because that's the way I trained them. I don't mind bragging or patting myself on the back when it comes to dogs. I know what I'm doing. I know how to raise them. But I can't stop Clovis from chewing all my shit up. But I've grown tired of the whole dog thing. Dead cats, shit between your toes, howling, crying, vet bills, food bills, moody, aggressive flea bags are really getting on my last nerve. So I want my dog to be a cat. Not a real cat. I just want my dog to behave like a cat. So that's it. One day I just decided I was going to make my dog into a cat. It shouldn't be too much trouble. I'm a pro. I've got experience. I've made dogs climb trees, cross rivers to fetch deer, ride bears like Shetland ponies, and sit, lay down, and roll over just by raising my eyebrows. Getting a dog to lay around all day, ignore me, and shit in a box should be easy, but it wasn't. Granted, this was a very challenging dog. He was redneck to the core. No pussy in this dog, so to speak. But still, I'm his owner. I'm his daddy. I'm a pro. This dog will behave like a cat. So this is what I did. I gave him cat food. I mean high dollar cat food. Stuff those cats in ancient Egypt never knew existed. I gave him toys and entertainment. Electronic mice that never go in holes. Giant goldfish in glass bowls. Balls of yarn that never unravel. Towering shag carpet scratching poles. Custom-made windowsills with bird feeders hanging outside, and I gave him his own special litter box. And I didn't pet him too much. You know cats, they only want to be pet on their terms. So if he came around and acted like he wanted some love, I'd give him a few strokes. Otherwise, I ignored him. I did everything I could think of to make my dog act like a cat, but I failed miserably. One day my cat, actually tore the upholstery in my truck trying to jump out the window to chase a cat. Shut up! Where was I? Enough of that shit. Tore the upholstery trying to jump out the window to chase a cat. That was the last straw. I smacked him on his nose, scolding him, saying, "You're a cat. Behave like one. My house, my rules. Now go lay on the hood of the truck and purr." But he didn't. He wouldn't. After that, he wasn't the same. He just wandered around the house aimless, angry, and dissentful, aggressive to the whole family, growling every time he passed. I tried to pet him a little more, but it didn't work. I even slipped him some swordfish steaks in his cat food, but he wouldn't eat it. Nothing I tried seemed to work. One day I was in the kitchen cutting up some deer meat, and I accidentally knocked one of the bones on the floor. As soon as it hit, I could hear my cat leaping from my wife's recliner, sprinting into the kitchen. He was so excited, he slid halfway across the kitchen, snagging the bone as he passed, slamming into the cabinet, spattering blood everywhere. Then he knocked the trash can over with his wagging tail as he drooled his way to the dining room carpet with his prize. He was truly happy. I, on the other hand, was not. Go lay down. God damn it. Give me that bone, I screamed as I stormed into the dining room. Stupid cat. There's $40 worth of swordfish over there. Why don't you get excited about that? And stay out of the damn recliner. Get in the windowsill like you're supposed to. My cat, released the bone, but he wasn't happy, raising his back hair and growling quietly as he sauntered back to the den and jumped back into the recliner. You ungrateful son of a... My cat sprang from the recliner, charging the front window, smashing his head through the staves of the Venetian blinds and knocking the curtains over top of him like a blanket. He began barking and growling angrily. Then I heard that low drum of a diesel engine and that long, ear-piercing squeal of brakes long overdue for new shoes. It was the trash man. I walked over to the other window and peered out over top of my truck toward the end of the driveway. I saw the big truck slow down momentarily and then take off without stopping. My blood began to boil. My son, Hunter, had forgot to take the trash cans to the street, or as he would claim, I forgot to remind him. "Hunter," I yelled. No response as the cat howled and barked wildly. "Hunter!" Still nothing. Then I really yelled, "Hunter!" "What?" he finally replied dissentfully. "Why won't you answer me?" I yelled. "I didn't hear you." Still not exiting his room. "Get out here." I could barely hear the springs on his bed squeak over the barking, but I could certainly hear the shuffled stomping and the door slamming open. "What?" he yelled as the picture frames rattled the walls from the door's percussion. "Maybe you could hear me if you'd cut that Hank Williams Jr. crap down." Hunter turns away, cuts off the music, and returns to the door. "What?" "Why didn't you take the trash to the street? It's Thursday." "Nobody told me to." "But goddamn, son, I didn't tell you to wipe your ass this morning. Did you do that?" Hunter says nothing. "When are you going to start taking some responsibility and be a member of this family?" "I don't know." "You think you know everything else. Why not that?" Again, he says nothing. "Have you done your homework?" Did you feed the cat? No, he quietly mumbles. And how many times have I told you to stop wearing those damn redneck hunting t-shirts to school? Again, no response. But at that very moment, my cat turned away from the window, ripping the Venetian blinds from the retainer clips, and walks over to Hunter wearing the blinds like a wedding dress with a long train. And you, I yelled, look at what you've done. When are you going to start acting like a cat? Then my son speaks up as he pets Ishi, his dog, on the head. Dad, he's a dog. Why don't you give it a rest? I paused for a moment as the wisdom of my son's words sank in. I was dumbfounded. Hunter turned back in his room, shut the door, and turned Hank Williams Jr. back on. Ishi walked past me dragging the wedding train and went to the trash can he knocked over to see what else he could find. I started to say something to him, but I stopped. I thought to myself, what the hell? He's a dog. That's what dogs do. I walked over to Ishi, took the blinds from around his neck. Then I kneeled down beside him and gave him a good pat on the head and said, good boy, Ishi. Don't you let those trash men near my truck. He wagged his tail, licked me in the face. Hey, Hunter. What? He yelled over Hank. Get your stuff. You, me, and Ishi are going hunting. The door slammed open, rattling the picture frames. Cool, he smiled happily, tripping over seldom used school books. Hey, Dad. Yeah? Why does it smell like fish in here? I don't know, son. I really don't. I think I just got schooled. Dogs are dogs and cats are cats. If you're really exceptional, you might train a dog to shit in a litter box, or you might teach a cat to meow at the trash man. But sooner or later, that cat will lay in the windowsill and ignore you, and that dog will break the window trying to kill the cat. They are what they are. If you choose to try to change the nature of things, don't kid yourself when things don't go as planned. You didn't fight the good fight or lost the battle to win the war. You just lost a war that never should have been fought. It's an asinine idea to try and make a dog behave like a cat, but we all try to do it at one time or another. We shouldn't feel guilty when we fail. The only shame is when we don't try to do it. But sooner or later, we remember, dogs are dogs, cats are cats. We have to stop fighting the nature of things and stop trying to make things into reflections of ourselves or what we hope they would be. It's hard to stop trying to change a dog into a cat. It helps to remember that you're not actually trying to make them change physically. What we're all trying to do is keep that dog from running at large and ending up dead on the side of the highway, or keep that cat from prowling the alleys at night, eating from garbage cans, and leaving litters of kittens everywhere. Sometimes we forget this. We try to protect them by trying to make them something they're not. And in doing so, we waste precious moments not enjoying the real nature of that which we covet. So there's no shame in stopping to enjoy and love what you have. Take pride in what you've created. Leave the regret to the lost dogs and the stray cats. I don't want my dog to be a cat. I just want him to be my dog and not someone else's. I want to enjoy him and love him as long as I can. I've trained him. I've showed him. He knows what to do and how to do it. It's up to him now. My job is over. He'll either be the alpha male and lead, or he'll run with the pack like the other pussies. Either way, Jesus, I'm gonna cry over this. Either way, I'll always love him and try to do what's best for him. One thing's for certain, he'll always bark at the trash man, and you best stay away from Daddy's truck. Yeah, well, I guess y'all figured out the dog is Hunter, and the dog is a dog, and the dog is Hunter. And Hunter and I have had a rough year. But he's still around, so I must have done something right. Anyway, I hope that was a little happier or less. It was less stressful for me. But I was going to read another one, which maybe I'll read that next week. It's kind of funny. Again, it has a dog theme. But I got to get back to making baskets. I had to stop because I think I told you, I stabbed myself in the thumb. I super glued it together. And funny thing about super glue is it's really, really good at stopping blood loss. But it's also really, really good at keeping bacteria in the wound. So my thumb got infected, and I couldn't use it. I didn't realize how much I actually used this crippled up thumb. But my doctor sent me to a surgeon, and he checked it out. He said, just keep taking antibiotics, see him in a week. So it's already going down, swelling's gone. So I'm going to keep making baskets probably tomorrow. And the other good news is both the homeowner and the interior designer called me last week and asked me if I could build the cabinets for the mud room, the dog room, I don't know, the bar or some other shit. I said, sure. Like, I do this shit all the time. I've never built cabinets for a $4 million house in my life, but I told them I could do it. And I started last Thursday. Got 2 cabinets built. Anyways, probably 15 cabinets I got to build. But that's a little feather in my cap. And then the architect gave me another compliment. He loved my railings, so that's 2 compliments from the architect. It's freaking unheard of. All right, another story down. Try and read one a week, I guess. Seems to be a thing. Oh, shit. I'll let you know if I kill a turkey.